Hey, it's your boy Mondo here, another edition of the Pro Wrestling Incapacitated. This is going to be quick. I mean, we don't have a whole lot to talk about in the world of wrestling and football and hockey. I mean, it's kind of a dead zone there for pretty much everything. But yeah, we'll very quickly we'll talk about Grand Slam Australia and we'll talk about the Elimination Chamber. Really rudimentary stuff here. As far as Grand Slam, I don't know. You know what I'm going to think about it. You know, I thought it felt like a very ordinary, average TV show and not a full-on pay-per-view. Did not feel like a spectacle. There's already so many memes out there about it. I mean, starting with the fact that they didn't even have a full-size ring. You know, it's one of those things where you look at that and it's kind of hard to take anything else with the show seriously. It's like you're a multi-million-dollar corporation. You're trying to tout yourself as the number 2 wrestling promotion in the world. And according to the Milsites out there in history, allegedly, even though they don't have the financials publicly available, so who knows. But you're basically borrowing a ring from like some indie promotion, and like the ring is bent. You don't even have a step ladder for people to get into the ring. The mat's bad, and this is supposed to be one of your biggest marquee shows ever. Well, anyway, that's AEW for you. So, as for the card itself, there was nothing on it that was really, like, truly bad, but there was nothing really great about it either. I mean, it's a very forgettable show, and we have the AEW syndrome going on now, where you have a match, and as soon as it's over, you have, like, all the smart marks and all the neckbeards going on the internet saying, oh my God, it's the best thing ever. This is legendary. We're so lucky to be alive and live in the same timeline as this match. Misawa and Kawada and Kobashi and Ric Flair and Rick Steamboat and all those guys, forget them. They never did anything this great ever in their lives, ever for real. This match is going to be historical. And then you forget all about it 2 weeks later. Happens every single time. Like every single marquee AEW match that is promoted, that gets 18 billion stars, that's promoted to the moon and back, what happens? 2 months later, you go back and rewatch and you're like, okay, well, maybe that's not the all-time classic I thought it was. It happens every single time. Like, there isn't, like, a single, like, super oopa-dooba, like, heavily promoted mega AEW match that all the cage match people think is, like, some unparalleled classic that actually holds up. Because they never held up to begin with. They're vastly, vastly, vastly overrated. And I don't even know, like, what the official, like, star rating for the Will Ospreay and Kenny Omega, Kyle Fletcher, Takeshita tag team match was. But, you know, if I were to give it a rating, I'd give it like 3.25 maybe. I mean, it's a good match. It's a good little TV tag. But to say it's like an all-time classic, better than anything Shawn Michaels ever did, or better than anything Kurt Angle ever did, or better than anything Bret Hart ever did, is just preposterous. Like, I mean, I would venture to guess this is not even the best AEW match of the entire month. Like, I'm pretty sure you could go somewhere in Mexico and just pull some random lucha fed and have a better match than this. So the fact that, you know, just because the name's involved and apparently they represent like some sort of like, I don't know, sort of proto wannabe New Japan concussion foo style, that they're automatically going to get, you know, a million zillion points. It's just absurd. You know, it's an all-right match. It's an okay match. It's passable. Not good, not great, not revolutionary, nothing truly impressive. Just kind of there. That's pretty much what all these AEW matches are. And this one was no different. And here's the worst part. As vastly overrated as it is, as mundane as it is, as unremarkable as it is, as harmless but forgettable as it was still the best match of the entire show. Which kind of gives you an idea of exactly where AEW is. And I'm sure people will come in and say, oh no, you're wrong. You're wrong, Mondo. Because this match is great because Will Ospreay did his little crappy running elbow smash that looks weak 20 times and nobody sold anything. And they did dives in stereo because we've never seen that before. Or because, you know, Takeshita did a blue thunder bomb. Oh boy. Yeah, never seen one do that before. Somebody called Yuji Nagata. But, I mean, it didn't hold to me. You know, it just felt like a match that was there as a placeholder to fill time. Didn't really do anything to further any storylines. You know, wasn't like an emotionally wrecking match. It was just there. It was just guys doing moves. The people, the personalities are interchangeable. The moves are all that matters. And that's the problem with AEW. You know, there's no investment in characters. It's just everybody clapping for things that are happening. Not the people doing them, not because you have an emotional investment. You want to see the good guys win and the bad guys lose. Just because, oh, look, somebody did a flippy thing. Somebody did a triple inverted moonsault with their left nut hanging out. Oh boy, time to bark like trained seals. And the actual personalities, the personas, doesn't matter. And until they figure that out, until they kind of go back to basics and go back and watch some 1980s wrestling and figure out how you control a crowd, how you make this stuff work, you know, how you make that good dynamic work between a heel and a face, it's just pointless. It's just moves and moves. It's instruments, it's sounds, it's playing, but there's no music. And that's the problem with this match in AEW in a nutshell. All right, the rest of the show here. Jay White and Cope versus Jon Moxley and Claudio Castagnoli. The Death Riders got in, y'all. This is just not, it's not working. I mean, they're not getting like legitimate heel heat. They're getting X-Pac heat. They're getting, why are these people out here? You know, it's not even like a good NWO ripoff. Like the Hurt Syndicate. They could go up there and beat them up in like one afternoon. Problem over. You know, there's only like 4 of them. Not like you're dealing with like, you know, a United Liberation Front or anything. And they had a similar match. It wasn't like Cope and FTR taking on like Wheeler Yuta. They had like it was like a Memphis Brawl or a Mid-South Brawl or something like that on one of the TV shows. That was pretty good. I thought that was better than this one. I thought this was just passable. You know, it's like a 6 out of 10 kind of match where, you know, nothing really bad, nothing egregious, but just flat, flavorless. You go into it, and as soon as it's over, you don't remember anything about it. You didn't hate it. You know, it wasn't, you know, embarrassing. It was just, you know, no identity. You know, nothing about it that separates it from everything else they've been doing. And Jay White, you know, he's supposed to be some big acquisition. He's just kind of been there in AEW. Claudio was just being a second banana. Jon Moxley is the world champion because maybe he's got some inside information on the Khan family. That's something that makes sense to me. Like, he caught, like, Tony, you know, sniffing, you know, Adderall off a Chihuahua or something. So he always gives him the belt back. And Cope, do they know what that means in internet lingo? Like, that's the best come up. Not just calling him Adam Copeland is way better than calling him Cope. When you to rebrand Christian Cage as cringe, I mean, what is this? You ever like do like a play on Edge, you know, call him Precipice or something, or 90-degree angle, you know, but Cope, that's the best you come up with. I mean, it's just, you know, you make fun of WWE, you make fun of Jey Uso and Yeast, even though he's selling a ton of t-shirts and merchandise, and you got a guy named Cope challenging for the world title at the next pay-per-view that you're not even promoting. Well, you know, that's AEW for you. Best wrestling on the planet right there again, folks, according to the internet and Cage Match and, you know, the 30 or 40 guys that keep making puppet accounts and uploading their own star ratings to it. From there we had Mercedes Moan versus Harley Cameron, and this is probably my least favorite match of the show. I mean, it was just really, really humdrum and basic. And again, it's one of those things where, what are you doing? You're basing the entire product here on, what else? Puppets. That's what we're doing, puppets. Yeah, puppets. That's it. They're not really cheering for Harley Cameron. They're cheering for a Muppet. That's what's getting her over. She can play guitar, she can sing, she can dance, she can be a ventriloquist. She can do pretty much everything but wrestle convincingly. And Mercedes Moné, I don't know. You know how we feel about her. I mean, she's had some moments of greatness. She's had some opportunities and some occasions where she looked really good. But for the most part, AEW run has been pretty bad in this match. You had an opportunity to make the fans go home happy. You just keep the belt on Monet. And it was a very uneventful match, a very uneventful finish, just kind of there. And speaking of guys, wrestlers who are just kind of there, Kazuchika Okada versus Buddy Matthews, and kind of the meme about this one is after the match was over, Buddy Matthews like went online and said, boy, that ring was terrible. Almost got hurt. This is really, you know, sloppy shop kind of stuff, which is great. Always kind of thing you want to hear about your company from one of your own employees. Again, like another basic match, you know, just like a 6 out of 10, like nothing really bad about it, but nothing great either. It's just there. And sometimes being average is the worst thing a wrestling match can be. You know, if you're going to be, you know, sort of unremarkable, like being unremarkable is the worst thing a wrestling match can be. Like even like truly bad, at least it's memorable. You know, it got some wrestle crap sort of nostalgia to it, but Not this. Not a good match at all. And the main event, Mariah May versus Toni Storm. I don't even know what they're doing with the booking here with Storm. Where she's like some like throwback mental case, like wannabe Hollywood Sunset Boulevard starlet, and she's a rookie, and then she's back again. I mean, the booking, the swinging, the pendulum there, it's like they're trying to do like a Mick Foley thing with her, but people like Mick Foley. And I mean, I guess people like Toni Storm too. I mean, she's one of the more entertaining characters. But this match, I mean, this could have been like a really good pay-per-view match, like something you could put like kind of close to the main event. But here it was just flat. They just didn't gel. It's when they had compromised time. They're kind of playing the crowd, but not playing the crowd. And the end result was just a match. That's it. Nothing, not good, not bad, just another match. And that's sort of the fate of AEW right now, is you have all these matches, but they don't mean anything. They have like very, very short-term, like online, got to click on it, overrated value to begin with. And then after that, nothing. Nothing you can go back, nothing has emotional resonance. It's just there. So that was Grand Slam. And I know we got Revolution coming up, or is that the next pay-per-view? Early March. Don't really know like all the shit up there. We're getting some early matches going on, but I don't know. I mean, it's gonna be a better show than this one. I mean, it pretty much has to be. But Grand Slam, I don't know. I mean, the fact that the guys being people in there as it did kind of makes it a financial success. But as far as like anything to write home about, like you're gonna think it's like a really like high tier Clash of the Champions kind of memorable match. No, just not even. And from there, I might as well kind of do our early Elimination Chamber predictions here and now. We've got 4 matches lined up by now for the March 1st show. I mean, they'll probably do like 1 or 2 more, but probably not more than that. But the 4 that we got lined up are the ones we really care about. So, I don't know. Should we start from the top? Yeah, let's start from the top. This one's most important. So the Elimination Chamber match itself up in Toronto is going to be John Cena, CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, Logan Paul, Damian Priest, Seth Rollins. So one of these guys is going to be taking on Cody Rhodes at the WrestleMania. And does anybody notice there's a very, very notable name there that is absent? Like, you kind of figure there's a guy who's perpetually been in like the WrestleMania main event picture for like the last, I don't know, almost 10 years, and he's not involved in this one. Roman Reigns. So the fact that Roman Reigns is involved in this one, and he's not getting a shot against Cody, kind of makes me wonder, there's probably 2 courses of action you can go here with this. Maybe going to have that match with The Rock after all. Maybe, maybe not. Who knows? Or you give him CM Punk. I mean, that's the one we've been teasing with the Paul Heyman not knowing where his allegiance lies. I think that's pretty much kind of a dead giveaway that CM Punk is not going to win this one, because he got the match against Roman Reigns, and that's probably going to be like a hell of a match right there, y'all. There's no excuse for it not to be fantastic. So the other guys in it, Logan Paul, you know what? There's an outside chance. I mean, I'm not saying that it's not going to happen, because stranger things have happened. Nobody thought Jey Uso would win the Rumble, and he did. Logan Paul, very close to winning the Rumble. He's like the 3rd man standing, right? So if Logan Paul does win this one, I think, there's actually some consideration going. I think if you're WWE, you're thinking, well, you got this big social media guy, this guy whose brother is, having these huge Netflix shows against Mike Tyson, he's getting like, tens of millions of people watching it. Him against Cody Rhodes. We know Logan Paul's a good wrestler. I mean, you can go there and put on a show. I mean, that's could be a bigger thing than what you're kind of expecting. I mean, I know the internet wrestling community here kind of has like their own biases and prejudice and the way they think the world should operate. But outside of that, it's all about making money and getting eyes on it. And if you got Logan Paul main event in WrestleMania against Cody Rhodes, it's going to get a lot of publicity. It's going to get a lot of eyes on it. A lot of people are going to be interested in that. That would not otherwise be interested in this appeal. It's like the halftime show at the Super Bowl. People don't care about football, still watch it. And Logan Paul, I mean, he's a celebrity, he's a spectacle, but he's got a good in-ring product. And he could do a pretty good match against Cody Rhodes. Now, how you build that storyline, who knows, but it's there. So I think out of all the guys in there, Logan Paul is probably the safest pick. I know that sounds crazy, absolutely crazy, but you look at the other guys, Damian Priest, Cody Rhodes, not happening, obviously. Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins, not happening. Drew McIntyre, good dude, but I think they're going to put him with somebody else. I think the logical thing there is you got Damian Priest, Seth Rollins, and Drew McIntyre. Probably have some kind of triple threat match at WrestleMania to set them up for the number one contendership later on. All those guys are good, but not quite main event WrestleMania tier. CM Punk, Roman Reigns, got that set up. John Cena. This is it. This is where, like, if I'm booking this, if I'm Hunter, if I'm trying to make a decision here about business, I'm absolutely kind of like on the fence about this because, John Cena versus Cody Rhodes, I mean, it's a huge nostalgia match. Like, a lot of old school wrestling fans are going to love it. I mean, it's got some intrigue. I mean, you got babyface versus babyface. I mean, you can do a lot of interesting dynamics with it. If it were John Cena's absolute last match ever, I could run with it, but he's going to be wrestling until, like, the end of the year, from what we've kind of been hearing. So, I don't know, do you pull the lever on him? Do you make him the champion? Do you put him in the main event? Or do you give him some sort of consolation prize, milk it out over the summer, and then towards the end of the year kind of build that up to, like, John Cena's now or never retirement match and kind of see what you can do with that? That's tough. I really don't know. And I know that's why I'm kind of saying Logan Paul. I'm telling you, the more you think about it, as weird and off-brand as it is, that kind of seems like where it might be going. I mean, I'm not sure what you do with John Cena otherwise. I mean, maybe you have, Cena get eliminated by Seth Rollins or somebody, or you have, like, some run-in, kind of set up another tertiary WrestleMania match, but I don't know. So I think we're all kind of saying it's either going to be John Cena or Logan Paul winning this one. Those are the two logical choices. I just don't know. We're going to have to see how things shake out. But yeah, the other guys just don't see winning. So I'm going to be glued to that one. This is like the first time in a while I went into an Elimination Chamber match not really knowing who, like, the obvious guy to win is going to be. So, intrigue. That's a good thing for your product. All right, the Women's Elimination Chamber: Liv Morgan, Bianca Belair, Alexa Bliss, Bayley, Naomi, Roxanne Perez. I think they're going to do Liv Morgan probably against Charlotte Flair for not one or not two, whatever. Now it doesn't make any difference. Who's the other one? I think it'll be Roxanne Perez against Rhea Ripley. So it's going to be either Liv Morgan or Roxanne Perez are going to win this one. I think you got some other ones. I think Bianca Belair against Naomi, Bayley against Alexa Bliss could also kind of be paired up there. So either one there is kind of interchangeable. I don't think you really have as much drama there or much, sort of storyline emphasis or sort of imperative there to get one of those two women there because you can get them in there regardless. But yeah, I mean, could be interesting. Probably not going to be as good as the men's match, but what do you do? Trish Stratus and Tiffany Stratton versus Nia Jax and Candice LeRae. Not really interested in it. To me, it's like that Motor City Machine Gun to do-it-yourself match. It's like it's there just to be there. Like nobody's going to remember it. It's pretty much a go-to-the-bathroom kind of match. And then Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens in a non-sanctioned match. Sami Zayn's got to be one dumb dude to keep trusting Kevin Owens. He's betrayed him 84 times over the last, 20 years. So I guess it's going to be another, sort of wild sort of brawl with ladders and tables and chairs. So, I mean, probably not going to be as good as the Cody Rhodes match, but they've had some good ones, in the past. I mean, do you milk this out beyond WrestleMania? Who knows? Do you set up another WrestleMania match because of this? Who knows? Is it a step down for both guys? Who knows? But, it should be promising. I mean, they've had some good stuff in the past. I think they can do a greatest hits performance here and kind of get it off without a hitch. So, Elimination Chamber. That's it. Don't really know where things are headed, but I'm going to be interested in it. Beyond that, I don't know. Nothing going on with boxing. I mean, hockey, basketball playoffs are, still a couple of weeks away. Eagles beat the Chiefs in Super Bowl. I was wrong about that, but I'm also happy about that at the same time. UFC shows. You got to wait a couple of weeks for anything coming up. Got a big ONE FC show coming up in March. We'll talk about that when time approaches. But for now, just got to be in a holding pattern. It's cold. It's 25 degrees. I'm recording this, so enjoy your Arctic chill. And I'll be seeing you over at the website, mondoinvasax.wordpress.com. Daily content, check it out. Lots of wrestling, lots of nostalgia, lots of boxing, lots of hula baloo. Think you'll enjoy it. All right, see you around.